means you should control the politics of your community, the economy of your community, and all of the society in which you live should be under your control. But when you go to a church and you see the pastor of that church with a philosophy and a program that's designed to bring black people together and elevate black people, join that church. Join any kind of organization, civic, religious, fraternal, political, or otherwise, that's based on lifting the black man up and making him master of his own community.
Everyday people, my celebrities, this is Coach B. AI has taken over. I've been sharing it.
So as Amazon empowers some of its 750,000 plus robots with more and more skills like ours, is Vulcan the robot that could finally eliminate the need for Amazon's human workforce?
Okay, so the billion-dollar question becomes, how do we get out of this rat race? How do we get out of this matrix? And how to survive the arrival of AI that's taken over our jobs, and how we have to do it collectively without investing money we don't have, while finding your purpose for some, while operating your purpose for the other, without stressing over resources. That's the billion-dollar question, and we have the billion-dollar answer. The solution. It's an open letter to communities everywhere, to the people of the world. There are places you live in, and then there are places that live inside of you. Communities are more than geography. They are culture, they are identity, they are responsibility. Across every city, state, and country, people are doing the real work of holding one another together, often without recognition or resources, and still they show up. Strong societies are built when communities take care of their own. Okay, let's talk about the different ecosystems and shared humanity. We live in many ecosystems, each with its own needs, values, traditions, and challenges, but not until today with Unmasking Your Opinion, Unmasking Your Origin, unified movement for youth opportunities. This is the first time in history, right? Before 1492, right, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, right, where now individuals who have specific interests can now go to tribes or communities or ecosystems or digital arcs, right, that speaks the same language. We have been in a melting pot of individuals who speak different languages. That's why there's so much confusion, right? Well, you got Democrats with Democrats, Republicans with Republicans, right? You got athletes with their fan base. You got content creators and influencers with their followers and subs, right? You got city ecosystems, right, which consist of the residents, which consist of the businesses, which consist of all the organization coming together up under one in a digital gated community. So whatever your ecosystem, whatever your tribe, there's a space for you, not to exploit attention, not to divide for profit, not to silence or manipulate, but to support, protect, and strengthen as one. This is the first phase, right? So let's do some critical thinking just for a moment. All the inventions that we see out there, right? Did they come from wealthy individuals, or did each person have a small beginning? We've been trained to believe that if there's a solution, it has to come from wealthy individuals. That's not true. Majority of these inventions have come from those that had small beginnings. Remember that. So I'm just a regular Joe Blow, right? Just gifted in this area. And I just so happens to have a solution that allow us to be able to live amongst AI. But we have to do it collectively. And we're going to do it by steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that everybody can see it. Where all of those who are critical thinkers will be able to see it. Minus the emotions. And for those critical thinkers, there's no other option. Okay, a space built for people. What we're doing is we're creating privacy-gated digital communities designed for people, not algorithm. We're removing algorithm. This is not social media. Security and trust are not optional. They are essential. In today's digital landscape, private, gated hubs are essential. Look at the world today. It's in a chaos. Physically, in the physical realm, everywhere you go, right? And in the digital realm, everywhere you go. So you have Fortune 500 companies, you got big tech that are investing in digital, gated, paid communities. They know that we like free. And that's the melanated and brown skin. They know that we like free. So they have paid digital gated communities. Why? People do not mind paying for sanity, minimizing toxic content and harmful amplification. Trust, ensuring that every voice is heard, valued, and respected. Data protection. Your information stays in your hands, not in someone else's ledger. Sustainable economics, circulating dollars locally, supporting residents and organizers directly. Mental and health emotional well-being, reducing anxiety, fear, and exploitation. Community integrity, keeping conversations constructive, inclusive, and safe. People are asking big tech and Fortune 500 companies to please create digital communities, and we will pay for that.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but this shouldn't be free. When people start acting up, turning a football watch party into fight night, it ruins it for everyone else who just wanted to enjoy the experience.
Okay, so let's look at Meta Marketplace, right? They have a digital paid gated communities. They have over 1 million members, right? They keep all the profit, of course. $91 a month. People do not mind paying for safety, right? Online safety. Members are paying for reduced noise, privacy, right? A voice as well, but they remain locked inside a Meta system with no ownership, right? And then you have school. They're paying $89 a month. They have over 1 million members. People do not mind paying for a peace of mind while they leave us on the free plantation, and that's the reason why. So they have over 1 million members, and they're also reducing the noise. They have a voice. Okay, so Meta has, again, a marketplace for realtors, right? School has like a Facebook group, right, for content creators, where content creators could go in and create their own groups, right? Are you understanding what it is that we're sharing with you? This is phase one, right? We're going to give step-by-step transparency until we all reach the goal together, which is to live together with AI. It's the only solution that's out there. There's no other solution, guys. People are only talking about the problem, not the solution. Our lives, the future of our lives, the future of our children's lives are depending upon what we do with this video. Please share, right? Pause that if you like, right? Look at that, pause it if you like, right? I just want to share with you what they are getting. Each Meta has a marketplace. It's like a Facebook, right? But it's only for realtors. That's what I meant by based upon your own interests, right? So they have one ecosystem for realtors. You got school that has an ecosystem for content creators. One, again, is paying $91 a month for each member. They have over 1 million. The other is paying $99 a month for each member, and they have over 1 million as well. Okay, now we're about to go into uncharted territories. Unmasking your opinion. So I'm going to provide you with a list of platforms that are within each ecosystem. When you say each, what do you mean? We have more than one ecosystem based upon your interests, right? So, of course, you saw that Marketplace had an ecosystem for realtors. And then you had school who had like a Facebook group for content creators, right? Within their ecosystem. What do you mean by that? I want you to imagine going inside of a mall and there's only one store and it's a marketplace. Go inside of a mall, there's only one store and there's a Facebook group, right? So they built this ecosystem and they only have one store within their ecosystem. Does that make sense? But if you want to come inside of this mall, there's an entry fee of $99 a month. It's no different from everyday gated communities, right? It's to keep the negativity out. So gated communities, people already know if you're in a gated community, you're going to be paying for that. And people, again, do not mind paying for peace of mind and safety, to keep all the negativity out, all the crime out. So they definitely don't mind paying for a peace of mind, knowing that they're on social media every single day, but now they're networking and collaborating with people that have the same interest, right? And it removes all the negativity and it allows them to be able to have a voice, and they don't mind paying for that. So Umyo understands that most of Americans cannot afford $99 a month, right? And we still want the same trust. We still want the same sanity. We still want the same data protection. We still want to protect our data, but we can't afford, right, the $99 a month to be inside of this gated community, right? And we still want protection from all the negativity, and we want our children to be on platforms where they're protected, right? It's just our mindset. So what Umyo has done is we've created sane digital ecosystems, right? But we've made it affordable for everyone, right? Our ecosystem starts at $2.54. Our gated communities are $2.54. So what we wanted to do was create a little excitement, right, for all of those communities. So when you walk inside of our ecosystem, or when you walk inside of our mall, right, you're going to see more than a Facebook marketplace. You're going to see more than a Facebook group, right? I'm sure many of you are probably using the free version of the link tree, right? So you're going to see, because it's estimated that the digital business cards will be replacing the physical business cards within the next 2 to 3 years. So we have our own digital card inside of our malls, right? We're giving you variety. And when you walk inside of a mall, you're going to see categories, right? You may see a category that deals with automotive. You may see a category that deals with nonprofit. You may see a category that deals with nightlife, entertainment, faith-based, right? You may see a category that deals with athletes, right? You may see one that deals with Democrats, Republicans, right? There's a category for you truckers, military, police officers. There's a category, there's an ecosystem, there's a tribe, there's a community, right? For you, community, ecosystem. It's like there's a mall for you. Once you go in, you walk into that category or that ecosystem, and within each ecosystem, right, you're going to see our version of Linktree, our version of Zoom, right, our version of Marketplace, of Twitter, of dating, but it's exclusively for your category, your community, your ecosystem, right? So you got in Democrats, right? You got all of these platforms, right, for Democrats, right? So the faith base is not inside of the Democrats. They have their own ecosystem. That's what we built, right? This is an opportunity for us to take back the data that has been taken from us and learn together with transparency, step by step, how we monetize this as a unit. Am I making sense? I know I am to the younger generation because they understand technology and they're like, Mr. Chair, what you guys is doing is absolutely amazing, but we can't make the decisions without the adults. We're giving you variety and we're protecting your data and we're sharing with you how to monetize your data and we're sharing with you the difference between algorithm and the value of data, right? So when you go inside of the Mall, you're going to see Linktree, you're going to see Facebook groups, right? But it's our version, the version. You're going to see the version of Marketplace, the version of Zoom, Twitter, the dating platform, the learning management system, which is like the online Udemy, right? The reason why we did that is because we want our people to become educated. There's a lot of subjects that you can't learn in the public independent school district, right? So we said, let's create curriculums where you have educators who can now start getting paid for teaching life and behavior courses. You got life coaches who can teach critical thinking for the youth. When you come inside of these hubs, we want you to know, right? This is not social media. It's community. It's a Wall Street, right, of all types of businesses. Because once you come inside of a mall, now you're able to add your business for other people. Whatever interest you go to, you're able to add your business inside of our mall, right? Alongside all of our different platforms that we offer. And now people are able to frequent your store starting at $2.54. Are we getting that? Are we kind of understanding that a little bit, right? The more people that register, right, we'll be able to heal our own economy, right? Why? Because Facebook generated $200 billion in 2025, $164 billion in 2024. Do you have an idea where those resources came from, right? Advertising, right? Our data is like our operating system, our mind, right? So people are purchasing and putting different programs inside of our mind to where we don't even realize that we're not critically thinking anymore. They have us thinking that we're critically thinking because of the program, right? So most of you who may be watching this, and maybe some of you who may be like, I don't get it, right? And it's okay. We're still going to give you step-by-step instructions. And we're sharing with you just like we share with our youth. We talk to the youth and they say, Mr. Cherry, we love it, but the adults, they don't get it. We're going to give you step-by-step instructions. Just register, right? At a price based upon what you're able to afford, and you're paying for privacy, right? You're paying for protection of your data, right? You're paying for peace of mind, and you're paying for the opportunity to live harmoniously, if I said it right, harmonious with AI. Enough, right? The more we continue to feed big tech, the more we're going to continue to lose. We're not asking you to leave big tech. A lot of you are making resources, right, from as content creators, as influencers. And what we ask you to do is stay on those platforms, continue to do what it is that you're doing. We're just providing you with the opportunity to make additional resources from your data and not from the algorithm. We remove algorithm altogether. Ours is based upon data, and we're going to share with you and your subscribers how everybody can eat, right, operating from data without the algorithm. They want you to stay on these free plantations while they're making billions, and it's affecting our mental health. It's affecting our physical health. It's affecting the knowledge it is that we need in order to rebuild, right? They're wiping away history while they're repeating history, right? And you're not going to get that information on these free plantations, which is another reason why they're doing what? Creating paid digital communities. I want you to think about that for a second. We can't keep complaining about what big tech is doing, and when someone offers a solution, right, and they're not charging you $81, $99 a month, they're saying we're giving you more, and we're giving more to community, and we're helping community as a whole. What more is it that we can ask for? Think about it. What is another word for algorithm? Pennies. They've educated us on the value of algorithm, but not the true value of our data. I want everybody to think for a second. My data, my vote is worth $1 million, right? So what am I getting in return for my $1 million? We're getting algorithm. We're getting pennies. Algorithm is uniquely different. I control the algorithm, right? As a platform, I can control the algorithm based upon the information that you, which is the power, the content creators, which are the people, whatever information it is that you're feeding, if it's not what I want it to be, I'm going to control the views, the likes, the algorithm, which in turn is your payment, is what you are receiving back in return. So I'm giving you algorithm pennies versus not letting you know the value of data, the software, the program, unaware that we're controlled by the software and the program. What Umyo is providing is a different program, right? So imagine $200 billion generated, and imagine half of that going back into each of these communities each and every month, right? And 30% goes directly to organizers addressing real community needs. 20% goes back to our communities, those who need food cards, those who need gas cards, those who need cash assistance, emergency support, rent and mortgage assistance. Do you understand that we can do that with your data without the algorithm, right? This is shared economics. It's not charity. Neighbors investing in neighbors, dollars circulating locally, technology used as infrastructure for care. You can use technology for negative, you can use technology for positive, right? So we're doing a global invitation, right? The future will not be decided solely by government, corporations, or platforms. It will be decided in neighborhoods and families and community spaces, and in how we choose to show up for one another. Whatever your ecosystem, whatever your tribe, whatever your culture, belief system, or identity, there's a space for you, which provides us with the sanity that we all been looking for. And the work begins together. And we're going to do this collectively together. Share this message, right? And we can't keep complaining about big tech when we're feeding this giant that has gotten out of control every single day. We're feeding it. Here's an opportunity where we can grow together, and it's owned and controlled by community. I'm your Wall Street of technology. This is phase one. Register. The first thing you do is find your tribe. Go to umyonetwork.com, right? Find the tribe based upon your interests, right? And share it, right? We're going to be putting more and more videos on how we can support our educational institutions, our colleges, our HBCUs, right? Self-funded. We're going to share with you how we can do that using our data, right? How we can support these organizations who can't get the funding it is that they're looking for. We're going to share step by step how we can do that. But we got to share this, and each person that looks at this, each person that listens to this, you have to register, right? Everybody can afford $2.54, right? But choose one based upon your package. If you're a business, right, and you're looking to advertise your business in front of all these people, all these tribes, right, inside of all these ecosystems, right, if you can afford $49.99 a month, right, that would help, right? If you can't afford it, $19.99 a month to advertise to all of these businesses. But normally it's $49.99 and up, right, for business owners. Business owners, the more you pay, of course, the more you receive when it comes to advertising, right? But everyday people, everyday residents, $2.54, $5.89, $9.99, $19.99, $49.99 and up. And it's going to share with you everything it is that you're going to be receiving. We're providing a service, guys, right? It's not a donation. We're providing you with a service, right? No different from Zoom, right? You're paying, most are paying for Zoom. Only thing we're doing is we're just giving half back into our communities to solve community concerns, because we're going to need affordable housing, right, for those who have lost their house. Remember, 40 million. It's estimated that 40 million homeowners will lose their house in 2026. And it's already February the 3rd, 2026. Some of you have already lost it.
You're not going to make it. Not if you own a home in America right now. And I don't care how safe you think your neighborhood is, how locked in your mortgage rate feels, or how much fake equity Zillow says you have, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why 40 million homeowners are about to get wiped out. Completely. No second chances, no bailouts, just gone. Here's what no one's telling you. U.S. household debt just hit $17.3 trillion, the highest in history. 30-year mortgage rates are the highest since 2001, and 67% of American net worth is trapped in real estate, a market already frozen solid.
So despite how you feel, despite being divided, despite all the division, we can still operate, to carry those still emotions. You can still carry those emotions. We can still live harmoniously amongst AI, despite the way that we feel. We're not asking you to change. You can still stay on the same platforms, and we can share with you, especially content creators and influencers, right, about the daily prize giveaways. The more people that register, the more we give away these prizes based upon each ecosystem. Nobody will do this. Nobody will match that, because the whole objective is to do what? Remove the middle class. And what we're doing is saying we still got a little lifeline, right? Forget about me being melanin skin, right? Forget about the messenger. Listen to the message, and if it makes sense, then act, right? If you see anything that doesn't seem right, remove yourself, That's how surety we are on what it is that we're doing. We're going to need these resources anyway to be able to take these platforms to a whole nother level. But the objective is, how do we cohesively come together as a unit? We do it based upon our interests. That way it keeps us positive. And we do it based upon staying in a digital, gated, paid community where we remove all the negativity, right? And those that are negative, then we don't want to deal with you, right? We don't want to deal with any of you, right? You can go somewhere and never come back. We don't care, right? The whole point is we want to keep our digital communities safe, because eventually we're going to go from the digital communities, right, back to the everyday communities that we live and work amongst each and every day, right? But we have to separate ourselves first, right, and then educate ourselves up under this new program in order to do that. Register now. This is a crash course into technology, so you're not supposed to understand this. But we're also not supposed to keep running off of a cliff until the last one falls. Every time you get on social media, I need you to think about, why was it so difficult? And this is for those that it was difficult for. Why was it so difficult for me to just register? Am I programmed? Am I systematically programmed? And am I programmed systematically?
Actor Mickey Rourke is now turning to GoFundMe to pay more than $59,000 in back rent.
The reality of being a content creator with over 200,000 followers is I'm broke.
Influencers are going broke. They're not able to pay their bills. They're not able to pay their mortgages. And people are mad at them.
All right, so I'm back.
1,000 CDC employees were just laid off. And here's what no one's saying clearly enough. These were decisions, not forced shutdown furloughs.
We acting like getting a job is so easy when there's been people that's been applying for years.
Administration started laying off thousands of federal workers.
Things are going to get bad.
35,000 jobs within 2 months. Have a job. I suggest you hold on to that thing, because the job market right now is the worst that we've seen in a very, very long time.
But Black Americans have seen their jobless rate jump even faster. At 7.5%, they currently face the highest unemployment rate of any racial group. The sharpest spike even there is happening among Black women. Take a look at this graph. In February, when President Trump was settling down into the White House again, there were more than 10.5 million Black women working in the labor force. But according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 306,000 have lost their jobs since then.
Seeing this trend all over TikTok right now, or as of recently, guys, where pretty much they stopped paying their creators.
I want to show you guys exactly how hard TikTok is screwing over creators right now. So this is the best month I've had on the Creator Rewards program back in September. I was like, oh shit, I can actually start living off TikTok. That's amazing. I've been posting like 4 or 5 times a day for over a year now. Awesome. But then here's this month. What the fuck, TikTok? I've just put in thousands and thousands of hours into making content for you guys. And this is my reward. If you're wondering why you're seeing so many ads on TikTok now, that's because that's the only content they push out.
Taking 20% of your purse, they're taking your win bonus, they're taking your fight bonus, performance bonus. You meet scumbags in all levels of life. You could be broke and you could have broke scumbag friends. You could have a lot of money and then those rich, there's high level scumbags out there.
I want to become a manager. I think that's one thing that I can do very good for the sport and for the upcoming fighters.
I would give the fighters more money.
Those CEOs don't have the blood, sweat, and tears that we are seeing every day. And we're working off, and nothing that we make is reflecting cost of living increases, okay? The fact that most of my friends can't even pay rent or buy a house, okay? So what's wrong with this picture?
It's affecting more than just women and children. It's affecting the elderly people. The elderly people that work 30, 40 years, put their time in on this earth, and they already don't give a about them. Social Security check ain't worth much. Half on retire, have to go get another goddamn job at Walmart and Lowe's and mother TVS because it's not enough. They won't give them a $36 worth of mother food stamps.
For your money this afternoon, Amazon is planning a second round of job cuts next week as part of its effort to reduce about 30,000 corporate positions. The company cut around 14,000 white-collar jobs in October, about half of the 30,000 targeted, half of the 30,000 target first reported by Reuters. Now, this next round is expected to be similar in size and could start as early as Tuesday. Amazon said the October cuts were linked to the rise of artificial intelligence, calling it the most transformative technology we've seen since the internet, and saying it enables companies to innovate faster than ever.
Y'all, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm telling you, as soon as the U.S. took over this TikTok, man, TikTok don't pay you crap. I don't care if you get 1 million views. I don't care how many views you get. They're gonna pay you crap.
means you should control the politics of your community, the economy of your community, and all of the society in which you live should be under your control. But when you go to a church and you see the pastor of that church with a philosophy and a program that's designed to bring black people together and elevate black people, join that church. Join any kind of organization, civic, religious, fraternal, political, or otherwise, that's based on lifting the black man up and making him master of his own community.